You are fortunate to have found this place. The hollow marshes swallow life and regurgitate only the dead. And you have found her.
Her eyes grow misty, and for a moment it looks like she's about to hug you, but thinks better of it.
Oh, sweet prince, if I think of the perils you have faced, of the indignities you've had to suffer. But know that I, like you, will do all in my power to find your way home once more, unto the very throne. Thank you, your majesty, but the honor of partaking in your destiny is all the reward I desire. We both know why you've come. We both know where I must take us. The dark, the dangerous dark. Dream with me, my lord. Dream with me.
Her skin is warm against yours, her breathing a sea that lures. You plunge and sink, you drown in her maelstrom eyes. Darkness. A hand pressed in yours, tugging you along. There are things in this unnatural darkness. They slither behind you so quickly, more quickly than you. You move through the absolute black, whipped sore by unseen tendrils. Then, suddenly, in the distance, a streak of red, as if a gargantuan dragon opens a solitary eye. You run with all you have. The red eye widens, a solitary sun. Run, red, run, then white. A lazy red once more, a desert camp at sunset. Amid the carpets and perfumed waters stands a lizard dreamer dressed in royal silks.
Thank you, Bahara, for leading our son through the darkness. Welcome be, Red Prince, to the haven in the horror. Truly is she a daughter of dreams.
With a polite gesture, the dreamer bids you make yourself comfortable. Wine and delicacies await.
Red Prince, your majesty, I am Bramos the Wanderer, leader of the House of Dreams and, unbeknownst to you, your greatest champion. Countless times since your birth have I, and so many dreamers with me, foiled the attempts of your enemies to assassinate your royal person. Until we failed. The last demon you summoned, for power's sake, and for lust's sake, she was indebted to those who seek your demise. Of this we had no knowledge. But for the might of your own magic, the House of Shadows would have finally had its way. But for your own awing strength, the day would have ended with your death instead of your downfall. This very moment, Your Majesty. This very meeting is designed entirely to make up for my failure. All we know is that the House of Shadows seeks to kill you. Their motives are as obscure as their very existence, but I surmise it has something to do with another obscure existence. Hers.
He looks aside, and where his eyes lead, a second figure appears. It is she, the secret of your soul. The goddess knew her, and Bramos knows her too. She who's been in your dreams since the sunburst that was your own dawn.
She is change, just as much as you are. She is the true crown, the true throne, the true empire, vast as the stars' domain. Find me, and I will guide you to her. To Reaper's Coast I'll go, and hide in the mist beneath the hamlet of Driftwood. Come meet me, Kindler, Shaper, Father, and wake. Awake.
We have walked the wastes of nightmare and survived, my prince. It is not a feat given to many. It was my pleasure. The darkest dark is perilous, but we braved it with worthy ambition. You are the dreamer's dream, Red Prince, and so is she. We must know what these visions mean, and we must make them come to pass. My name is Bahara. Like you, my lord, I am a sorcerer. But unlike you, I am also a faithful servant of Amadia. Praised be her name, and praised be her starlit eyes. You have sensed the goddess, and your words ring true. But I wonder if you really know her the way I do. Allow me to enlighten you, my lord. Amadia is the Great Mother. She is the goddess in whose womb magic was conceived, from whose sacred body immortal wizards were born. Gratiana, her priestess in this sanctuary, is teaching me her ways. For several years now, I've been her disciple, but she has resided here for centuries, sustained by Amadia's love. I was like you once, a lost soul driven by instinct from the bowels of Fort Joy. There have been others. They tried to make it back to the mainland, but were never heard of again. I chose to stay. My home is here now. This is where I found solace, found sanctuary. I found the Great Mother, and have been nurtured by her magic ever since. It is the laboratory of a lunatic. A place removed from mercy and sanity where mad Brachus Rex would experiment to his dark heart's content. There are ruins in the marshes, stonework vultures that perch above the king's long-buried treasure. But his is not a treasure of gold, ruby, and sapphire. It is a treasure of death. weapons, and vile magic. The nights here are long and lonely, but I often listen to my mistress Gratiana speak of days long gone, the heydays of Brachus Rex. Perhaps she will tell you her tales as well. Haunted quagmires is what they are, and what is mired in them is madness. Brachus Rex. He went too far. Source was never meant to be harnessed in weaponry. May Amadia curse his soul for turning creation into destruction. The guests, they call themselves Seekers. They're brave people, and friends to sorcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today, brought low by bloody battle. Magisters, of course. Who else? The Seekers came here to rescue a sorcerer from the fort. They failed. Many fell. They've heard the Shrieker's shriek. I thank the goddess I'm not haunted by their sound. They knew him to be God-woken. They sought to kindle the divinity slumbering deep within his soul. But Alexander bears no rivals. Only the son can follow the father, or so he is convinced. For him, divinity. For the others, the dungeons. It is truly harrowing to know this man seeks to be the Seven's chosen. To know one's fate is to be fearless. I reside in Amadia's palm. I am hers to shield or hers to crush, and in that knowledge, I am content. Have you never heard of them? From the tales they tell of Brachus Rex. They were living weapons, made of flesh and reared in torture. The pain they endured was so terrible. Turns out the tales are true. The Magisters dug deep. As you wish. Be welcome to the sanctuary. Amadia's
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it. What good are battle tactics against those things anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? My word, I never met a royal before. On the run from Fort Joy, are you? A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. You met Verdus? Oh, then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we failed him. You, a God-woken? Surely not. Though if Verdus said so, you could be important. But there's no way to be certain until we've left this blasted island behind us. Verdus was God-woken. He was a powerful sorcerer, in the vein of Lucian the Divine. He had the potential to succeed Lucian if he mastered his powers. But now that won't happen. If you're the same as Verdus, then we have to get you away from this place. Someone's been killing the few God-woken that are out here. Likely that dog Alexander. He's a God-woken too. A failed one as far as I'm concerned. I can imagine he won't want any upstart Godwoken taking what he figures to be his birthright.
The young man anxiously fidgets with his curved bow. You've found a matter close to his heart, evidently.
That's easier said than done, I'm afraid. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called Shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. There's weapons, ancient devices that can counter those things. Our leader, Sir Gareth, set out to find them so we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise. Sir Gareth, did you find any sign of him?
Close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head. Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head. Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams, echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's moons in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head. Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes.
Maybe we should fortify this place. Make a stand. No, no, we don't have the time. Think, damn it. Gareth would know what to do.
Screams, echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
A dwarf stands by a young woman. He seems intensely focused on her, whispering and singing softly in her ear. She's staring blankly into space.
Blood and bone, fire and smoke, death and worse.
Hush now, Leia. They'll not hurt you again. You're safe now. Once Gareth gets back, we're going home. You'll see. He'll be fine.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin as she whimpers. The dwarf starts at the sound of your voice, gripping the woman's arm for a moment before he relaxes.
New faces. Hope you aren't bushwhacked by the Magisters too.
Protect these poor souls in their time of need.
As for her neck, she's remembering the damnable source collar she once wore. Lucky for us, she had the skills to remove them. There's many a sorcerer that's been freed thanks to her.
The dwarf smiles, his eyes filling with warmth as he looks at Leia.
Aye, we are at that.
He strokes her hair as Leia leans her forehead against his shoulder, muttering quietly about Gareth.
We were part of the caravan headed to Fort Joy. Shiny collars and all. Gareth and the Seekers ambushed the caravan and freed us. Saved every one of us from that hell. But now he's off searching for weapons to take down them Shriekers. And all we can do is sit here, thinking about the Godwoken we didn't save.
From fragments to whole. From their past to our future. From their hope to ours.
She ain't detailed, but she ain't wrong. The Godwoken are our hope that a new divine can be born. Someone to replace Lucian and push back them Voidwoken. Someone to restore order and protect the source. I'd speak to Exeter if you want to know more. There's ways, but I ain't privy to them. One thing I do know, mind. The Voidwoken have their number. They react to Godwoken like no one else.
Barking dogs in wolves' clothing. Teeth in the sea. Teeth in the swamp. Teeth in the air.
Aye, there's enough of them about. But don't you worry none. Gareth will be back soon. Then we'll be home in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We were part of the caravan headed to Folk, but now he's off.
The dwarf starts to... Amidst the placid little pond, the face of a goddess lies. Rivulets stream from her deep-set eyes like endless cascades of sunlit tears. You feel peaceful in her presence, soothed somehow by an intangible comfort. As you gaze upon her loving face, you find yourself drawn into a voice seems to reach you from within your mind and from the furthest reaches of the stars. Its whispers caress you like a breeze. The voice grows stronger, like a breeze picking up. What will whispers become?
My children, my children. Gone are my children. Dead are they in the cradle I have ruled.
A feeling of indescribable sadness assails you. It feels like your heart merges with the spirits, torn together by a coil of thorns.
My child, weep with me for the mother who has lost. Weep with me and bathe in the tears of Amadia.
You can feel her loving hold slipping away from you, recoiling as if in anger.
My child, born in blood, a cry in hollow rooms, my own.
As suddenly as it came, the voice is gone, and you wake from its presence as if from dream-filled slumber. The pond becomes engulfed in a bloody mist that enshrines an augur-like silence.
What's happening? Goddess, what's wrong? Please, speak to your priest.
The goddess's tears still stream freely. An aura of immutable dread permeates the morning. The goddess's tears still stream. The goddess's tears still. Before you stands a figure. Her body wreathed.
Amadia's blessings, child. I have not seen this face in our sanctuary before. Pray, who are you?
The dwarf Amidst the placid little pond, rivulets stream. You feel peaceful in her presence. As you gaze upon her, a voice seems to reach you from within your mind and from the furthest reaches of the stars. The voice grows strong.
My children.
A feeling of...
my child, weep with me for the mother who has lost.
You feel the goddess's presence surround you. Feel her nestle you tenderly, like a mother. The intensity of her embrace deepens. Never since the unremembered days of childhood have you been so enveloped in maternal safety.
My child, I love you. My own. I will guard you. Wander where you will. And
as suddenly as it came, the voice is gone, and you wake from its presence as if from the pond now shines with an inner light. And standing in its waters, you feel rejuvenated, pure, as if born anew.
Amadia's grace, blessings upon this day. By Amadia's grace, What did you do? This is a rare gift, one I've not seen before in all my years. Blessings be. I am humbled to be in your presence. Truly we are blessed to know you. If Armadia favors you, that is all I need to know. Go in peace, brother.
The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoking screams. Echoes of death.
This is all we have,
Gareth.
Please,
come back.
Armadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
More junk.
Please, Armadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Wisht, bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky.
They found us.
The
Found
seven
him.
watch o'er us,
That
you're
won't ever
safe in
stop.
bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Most of this is
Please,
scrap.
Armadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Wisht, bonny barn, now don't you cry.
They found us.
The birds
Found
are
him.
asleep.
Ever stop.
The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed.
Mateys, let me change your dressing.
Swear, say to the others.
Mateys, let me change your dressing.
I will not be a burden. Leave me be.
Rest, Charles. The wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
I will not be a part of it. Leave me be.
The lizard holds a crimson-soaked rag against his side. He looks up as you approach, his expression oddly serene.
Magisters, they found our camp near the old harbour and unleashed hell upon us. I'm lucky in a way. I was wounded by an arrow. It wasn't just sword and spear the Magisters used on us. No, they had these weapons. Living beings, depleted of source and crucified, pathetic to look at until... The power that they unleashed. There was nothing we could do. Only run. Shriekers they're called. I can still hear that sound they uttered. Makes my scales crawl. Sir Gareth is looking for a way to defeat them now. Let us hope.
The lizard's eyes are now closed, while his breathing is ragged and shallow. He does. The young woman chews her lower lip as she observes the injured before her. She bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands.
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do. I wouldn't be much of a seeker if I couldn't recognise a sorcerer standing in front of me. There are many sorcerers in the world, but we have to help a special few above all others.
She takes you in and almost smiles.
I suppose we'll see about you. If we ever make it out of here, that is. But before that, I've got the injured to see to.
He said his name. They even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Hal. I'm glad you said.
If you know a way, I'd be beyond grateful. Magic. All I've got is my own two hands and...
She trails off and limply gestures to her paltry makeshift infirmary.
I'm not even a healer. Ours was killed in the attack. A few hours ago, that might have helped. Look at their pallor. Only mag... Do what you will. Just don't cause them... Focus on your breathing, Jules. And deep. Claude, turn your head if you can hear me.
He said his name. They even knew that much.
Please! Take the pain away.
You tried your best, Hal. I'm glad you
Matis,
said
let me change your dressing.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
Don't move, Jules.
You're
Save your
certain it was
strength.
Verda's?
He said his name. They even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Hal.
Claude, turn your head.
I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we? You're alive! Wasn't sure you would be. Samadel, this is the one I told you about.
Rest, Jules. Focus on your breathing, Jules. Slow and deep.
The dishevelled lizard eyes you with hope, though her hope is tinged with mistrust.
Han tells me you helped him out of Fort Joy. For that, you have my thanks. Can I ask if... Did you happen to meet a man named Gareth on your way here?
He'll be back, Samadel.
He has to, indeed. We need our leader. And if he doesn't return with help soon, we haven't a hope.
Focus on your breathing, Jules.
You're kind to offer. But you'd best talk to Gareth's squire, Exeter. He'll know where your talents can be most used. Now, Han, let's take a look at your nasty leg injury.
Catch you later, Skipper. It's good you're here.
Matis, the wound is festering. It needs to change.
See the other guy. What's left of him anyway?
A grim-faced man sifts through a pile of badly damaged weapons, salvaging the repairable, ditching the broken. He picks up a rapier, the blade nicked and splintered, the hilt twisted. More junk.
I pray that you ease them and see them safe in your grace.
If I had a forge, I could do something. Maybe. More junk.
Bless and protect your humble servant.
If I had a forge, I could do something. Maybe.
He works the damaged rapier, trying to straighten the blade. The goddess's tears still stream freely. Samadel's focus and attention is wholeheartedly devoted to tending Han's leg.
By Lucian's locks. How did you cut up your leg so badly?
Save your strength.
He works the damaged rapier, trying to straighten the blade.
Shinier too, I'll wager. But we work with what we have. Here.
He holds the damaged blade up to the light.
This was Halorn's blade. It was his first. It was also his last. He didn't intend to die here, but die here he did. He was an ordinary soul with an extraordinary heart, Halorn, and he died for what he believed. What did Halorn believe in? He believed in truth. He believed in hope. He believed that Alexander is a killer of Godwoken. I believe that on one point at least, he was right.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do more damage.
Who are you?
He realizes to his...
Gareth, please come back.